Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, holds a rare and tragic place in biblical history. She is Jacob's only named daughter, a single female figure mentioned among 12 sons. Her story, found in Genesis 34, is brief but deeply impactful. It raises enduring questions about justice, gender, power, and silence. Despite her direct involvement in a pivotal event, Dinah herself does not utter a single word in the narrative. Her voice is absent, and her story is told entirely through the actions and reactions of men. This silence is itself part of the tragedy, for Dinah is at the center of one of the Bible's most disturbing episodes, yet remains a passive figure in the text. The story begins when Jacob and his family settle near the city of Shechem. Dinah, curious about the people of the land, especially the women, goes out to visit them. This simple act of stepping outside her family's domain sets in motion a chain of events with devastating consequences. Her desire to connect, to explore, or even to simply observe the culture around her places her in harm's way. Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite and ruler of the region, sees her and is immediately struck by desire. According to the biblical account, he takes her and lies with her by force. The Hebrew text uses the word lakach, which can mean to take, a word often used for marriage or possession, but in this case clearly carries a more violent undertone. He defiles her. There is no indication of consent. And yet, immediately after this act of violence, we are told that Shechem's soul clung to Dinah. He loved her. He spoke tenderly to her. He asked his father to arrange a marriage. This shift is jarring. How can love follow such a brutal act? Was it remorse? Was it obsession? Or was it simply the cultural lens of the time, which often masked coercion and control under the name of love? Jacob hears what has happened to his daughter but remains silent. He does not confront Hamor or Shechem. He does not cry out or act. He waits for his sons who are in the fields. This silence is often interpreted in many ways: fear of retaliation, political caution, emotional paralysis, or perhaps a lack of understanding about what to do. Jacob is a patriarch, a man used to control and decisions. Yet here, he waits. His inaction says volumes. When his sons return and learn what happened, they are outraged. The text says they were grieved and very angry because such a thing should not be done in Israel. Their sense of outrage is rooted in the violation of their sister's honor, of the family's dignity. Meanwhile, Shechem and Hamor arrive to propose marriage. They try to make peace through an alliance, intermarriage, shared property, and unity. On the surface, it is a generous offer, but underneath it is a way to smooth over what Shechem has done. At this point, Dinah is still in Shechem's house, still not returned to her family. She is not treated as a person with agency, but as a possession to be negotiated over. Her brothers respond with deception. They agree to the marriage on one condition: that every male in the city of Shechem be circumcised. This was a sign of the covenant between God and Abraham's descendants, a sacred rite. The request is both a test and a trap. Hamor and Shechem agree and convince the city's men to comply, suggesting it will bring wealth and unity. On the third day, when the men are in pain and vulnerable, Simeon and Levi, full brothers of Dinah through Leah, take their swords. They kill every male in the city, including Shechem and Hamor. They rescue Dinah and bring her home. The rest of the brothers then plunder the city, taking livestock, goods, women, and children. What started as a call for justice ends in total destruction. Jacob is furious with Simeon and Levi. He does not condemn the killing as immoral, but as dangerous. He fears retaliation. He fears that neighboring tribes will unite and attack. He says they have brought trouble upon the family. Simeon and Levi respond with a single rhetorical question: should he have treated our sister like a prostitute? In their eyes, the honor of their sister outweighed the political risk. Their sense of justice demanded blood. Dinah again says nothing. She is brought home, but we do not know her feelings. Was she traumatized by the assault? Did she develop any feelings toward Shechem during her captivity? Was she grateful for the rescue, or horrified by the massacre carried out in her name? The Bible gives us no answers. After this chapter, Dinah disappears from the narrative. She is not mentioned again. Her life after these events remains a mystery. Her silence continues. The story raises important questions about justice, revenge, and the role of women. Some scholars argue that Dinah was raped, citing the language of the text and the outrage of her brothers. Others suggest that the story was reframed to reflect cultural taboos around intermarriage and premarital sex, interpreting Shechem's actions as a violation of social norms rather than a physical assault. But the verbs used in the text, took, lay with, defiled, are violent, and they imply lack of consent. In ancient cultures, the concept of rape as we understand it today did not exist in the same way. Honor and shame were central. A woman's virginity was a family asset. Her violation was seen as a loss of value, not necessarily as a personal trauma. The laws of the time focused on restitution, marriage to the assailant, payment to the father, not on justice for the woman. Dinah becomes not just a victim of Shechem, but a victim of her society. A society where women were traded, silenced, and used as tools in negotiations between men. A society where her brothers felt the need to avenge her honor, yet never asked her what she wanted. A society where her father remained silent, perhaps out of fear or helplessness. And yet Dinah's decision to go out to see the women of the land is a moment of independence. It is the only time she makes a choice in the narrative. That choice, though simple, reflects curiosity, courage, and a desire to engage with the world. It is ironic and tragic that such a moment leads to her being silenced forever. The story of Dinah is not just about a single event. It is a mirror of how societies often treat women, how their stories are told by others, how their voices are left out, how justice can be twisted into violence. Dinah's story continues to resonate because it reflects the pain of many women whose experiences are ignored or minimized. The silence in the story is deafening, not just Dinah's, but Jacob's, the Bible's, and even ours, when we fail to reckon with what it means. By remembering Dinah, by reflecting on her story, we are reminded of the cost of silence, the danger of unchecked power, and the urgent need to listen to those who are voiceless. Her brief presence in the text leaves an enduring legacy, not just of tragedy, but of a call to awareness and justice. Whether we see her story as one of love distorted into violence, or violence masked as love, Dinah's experience forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. It is a story that, even in its ancient setting, speaks to modern questions about gender, power, and human dignity. It is a story not of resolution, but of open wounds. In the end, Dinah was not just a daughter or a sister. She was a person caught in the crossfire of culture, patriarchy, and power. And though she was silenced, her story still speaks. If you learned something from this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Please leave your comments below. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more historical and biblical content.